Alright, so the main problem that we struggled on with the geometric series review was this one, where it says which of these converge to 2, and we have 3. And most of you had a really good time finding out this one converged. It's a nice geometric series. If you remember that geometric series, if they look like A plus AR plus AR squared, that those will converge to A over 1 minus R. And so in this case, we've got our A is 1 and our R is 1/2. So most of you didn't struggle too bad with that one. And most of you did a nice job of recognizing that 1 does not converge to 2. It doesn't converge at all. However, the one I want to talk about really quick is number 2, which does also converge to 2. And I'll show you how in just a second. If you remember, hopefully, if you looked at the comments on Google Classroom, I said it's really important to be paying attention to the lower bound, like we saw in an earlier problem. And so here, you'll notice that this series works if the first term has a degree of 0 for R. So R is degree 1, and then R would be degree 0 here. That makes this formula work out. Here, our first term is going to be 1, and so if I wrote this series out, pause, I'm going to erase some things. If I wrote this series out, it'd be -8 over -3 to the first, plus -8 over -3 to the second, and so on. So what you see here is that it's almost like this second half of the series, but we don't really have this first term here. And so we have to do a little bit of algebraic manipulation to make that make sense. And so what you're seeing here is that this is actually going to be your A term. And then how that works out is then this becomes here times 1 over -3, and then the next term will be -8 over -3 times 1 over -3 squared. And now it's looking like this format, where we still have our R here, but we're being offset a little bit with our A term, because I'm thinking a lot of you use -8 for A. And so then when we plug it into this formula, it's -8 over -3 all over 1 minus -1/3. And it converges because R is, in between -1 and 1. And then when you look through here, you've got -8 over -3, 4 over 3. The negatives cancel out, the 3's cancel out, and you just get 8 over 4, which is equal to 2 as well. So it's both both 2 and 3 are the answers for that question. So hope this helps. Make sure you're paying attention to those lower bounds, and I'll be available for any other questions.